I just think it's funny how quickly your body adapts.
This is not cross country, this is trail riding.
Hey team, good morning. It's day 3. If you're new to the channel, I'm Sid.
And I am Mackie. And before we jump into day 3, we want to give Competitive Cyclists a huge shout out because they are sponsoring all 7 of these videos. They are part of the reason that we are able to be here racing this race. So huge thank you to them.
A lot of the gear that you see in this video is available on Competitive Cyclists.
For example, this mini pump. It feels really nice, huh?
It feels really good actually, way better than the pump that I have there. And Competitive Cyclists has a discount for you guys. It is Sid Mackie 15, all caps, no and you can get 15% off your first order. So definitely take advantage of that so that you can be prepared for your next race. We're packing up again this morning. We'll be moving campsites. If you hear what sounds like a drill in the background, that's Paul the punter getting ready for the day.
This is my secret weapon.
Put on your jersey, let's go. Breakfast, best part of the day.
Breakfast.
Except for dinner and bike racing.
So who I am, Jose Diaz. I live in Ellensburg, Washington. I've only been doing this 2 years.
Yeah.
Most people who are doing anything for 2 years are still beginners. You know, maybe I'm a committed beginner. Why BC bike race? It's a funny story. I was overweight, not feeling really good, and I just wanted to start bicycling again. I just remembered, like, wow, this is a really fun thing to do. While doing that, I ran into a lot of YouTube channels, and including a documentary that was the one's called 7 of the BC bike race. And so it's the 7-year anniversary. There was the Cumberland town crier standing on a ladder reciting this poem. I am a mountain biker.
I'm a mountain biker. I eat pain for breakfast. My grip is unto death, and gravity is my bitch. Throughout the daily grind, as the clock grunts and sputters its creeping lethargy, my mind races ahead to the trail.
And after I mean, it was like, I want to do that. It totally inspired me. A poem inspired you to do the BC bike race?
Awesome.
I'm like, totally. That's what brought me to BCBR. And what brought me to mountain biking. Because I was like, I better learn how to do this if I'm gonna do this.
If I'm gonna race BCBR, I better start mountain biking.
Yeah, I better start learning how to mountain bike. And so that was 2 years ago.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, 2 years.
Yeah.
It's funny how your body gets used to things like this. It's day 3 of racing, and my body's like, okay, we get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we go to breakfast immediately, and we come back, and then we warm up, and like...
What a bad life.
No, it's great. It's, I mean, honestly, it's why people pay big amounts for these races, is because they're basically a bike vacation. I just think it's funny how quickly your body adapts. The first, like, 2 days, your body's like, what are you doing? And then it's like, oh, I guess this is what we do now. Let's go race bicycles.
Days 1 and 2 were pretty amazing. Day 1 was like a big education on how to ride a hardtail on some gnarly stuff.
Yes.
This is not cross country, this is trail riding. And it was cool because it was like, okay, I mean, this is hard, but I can do this. I had a couple of crashes and I got lost. And it was one of those things like, you know, you put your head down and then you look up and you're like...
There's no tape and no people.
Well, and there was one guy behind me.
Oh no.
And so I'm like, hey, I don't think we're on the trail. So we spent, probably about, we were only lost for about 10, 15 minutes.
Goals for today?
Just finishing the race and enjoying myself.
How's bike? Good?
Polka dot socks today.
Polka socks. Yeah. One should always wear good socks, it's true. All right, let's go race some bicycles. Day 3 in Cumberland, the shortest day of the race at only 26 kilometers with 833 meters of climbing. Because we hit single track only a few minutes into the race, instead of the usual 100 racers per start wave, they started us in 25 racer waves. With these smaller waves, we were able to get a front row start and pushed hard at the beginning to stay ahead for the single track. And it was a good thing we did, as today was definitely not your average cross-country race. You good? I don't think you're gonna be the only one. With minimal road and lots of technical single track, this was the perfect day for us. A little slippery. Woo! Real slippery. Yeah! No way, that was just the right amount of sendy. Now that was too sendy. In addition to being well suited for today's trails, we also settled into our rhythm as a team. I started to figure out the appropriate pace to set on the climbs and got better at warning Sid about upcoming slippery routes, lines, and climbs, essentially acting as a real-time course previewer. Inside, outside, left, right, how's the pace? Log over, that's awkward. Downshift, awkward corner. Towards the end of the day, we got into a group with a very different skill set from ours and got a bit frustrated because after passing them on every descent, they would come back by us on the next road and we'd have to do it all over again. I suspect they were just as annoyed about it as we were, but it has inspired us to work on our climbing so in the future we don't get into this situation. Wow, that was an impressive one.
How do you think it went?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I feel like we went hard.
We went hard. I felt good. I had fun.
Yeah.
Fun trails.
They were hard.
We had some traffic, which was like a little frustrating when it's like right at the wrong moments. Getting past on the road, catching people immediately on the descent, passing them.
Ah, it went really great. A lot more fun than the previous couple of days. It was a lot more flowy and a lot more up, than that's the thing I do best.
I believe you are on a hardtail?
Yes.
How are you feeling about that decision?
You know, there are times when it's like, this was the best decision ever.
Yeah.
And then there are times, and it's becoming more and more often, where it's like, God, I really wish I had a little squish in the back. The decision I made is the decision I made. I'm sticking with it.
Totally.
I mean, and then someone told me that like Shimano has some bikes that I could rent or borrow.
Yeah.
But I'm not interested. I'm just having so much fun doing it. My favorite thing to do on the trails, on the way up a steep climb, kind of catch up with somebody and say, hey, do you know how to unlock the suspension on this thing?
How many people have you gotten with that?
Oh man, they look down and wait a minute.
One there.
Yeah.
And oh, that one's bleeding a little bit more than the other one.
I was going down what I think was a G out of some kind, and I just picked the wrong line. There was a root right in the middle, sticking out in the, it was like a pimple, and I hit it just
and you
wrong.
looked at it and then you hit it
and I was like, you know what, I think I'm going over. Just got the skin back on that. So, and I think that's why it looks so bad,
because it's like new skin.
Totally. And it just tore off, and it actually didn't feel too bad.
No issues with riding tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely none. No, I'm still full on.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And kill it for the rest of the week. Today was our best day so far, and we ended up at second in our category and 141st overall with a time of 2 hours, 1 minute, 53 seconds. Today was super fun. We had a great day. Now we are going to head to bed, get some recovery before another big day tomorrow. If tomorrow's video is out already, I will link to it right there. We will see you over there in just a second, and in the meantime, don't forget to be more awesome.